The hip-hop world just exploded, and fans everywhere are talking about one shocking development. Drake has reportedly been banned from hip-hop for life, and the backlash is immediate. From social media to news outlets, everyone is weighing in, claiming that the rapper's latest actions have crossed a line no one can ignore. Supporters are shocked, critics are celebrating, and the internet is completely divided. To make things even crazier, Travis Scott has now publicly taken shots at Kendrick Lamar, adding fuel to a fire that was already burning out of control. Clips, tweets, and viral posts are everywhere, with fans replaying every word, pause, and interaction, trying to make sense of this unprecedented moment in hip-hop history. It's chaotic, it's dramatic, and it's dominating conversations in real time, showing just how volatile the music industry can be when egos, influence, and fan expectations collide. People are wondering, what did Drake do to earn this level of backlash? Sources suggest it's tied to both his recent music moves and public statements, with insiders hinting that other artists feel he has crossed boundaries that can't be overlooked. The ban isn't literal, of course, but it's symbolic, a clear signal from the hip-hop community that his credibility and influence are being seriously questioned. Meanwhile, Travis Scott's jab at Kendrick Lamar has only added layers of tension, creating a multi-front showdown that fans are scrambling to decode. Social media exploded instantly, with hashtags trending, reaction videos going viral, and commentary flooding every platform. The story is far from straightforward. Every fan, insider, and analyst has an opinion, and everyone is trying to predict the fallout. Will Drake fight back? Could this mark a turning point in his career? And what does Travis's attack on Kendrick mean for hip-hop as a whole? One thing is certain. This is a moment that will be dissected for months to come, and the world is watching every move. The drama, the tension, and the chaos have only just begun, and hip-hop may never be the same again. The hip-hop world erupted when news broke that Drake had been banned from hip-hop for life by some of the most influential voices in the industry. Social media exploded within seconds, with fans dissecting every tweet, clip, and rumor surrounding the controversy. While the ban isn't official in a legal sense, it's symbolic, a sweeping statement from peers, critics, and insiders who feel that Drake has crossed a line that can't be ignored. Analysts argued that his recent music choices, social media behavior, and public statements contributed to a growing frustration among hip-hop elites. Within hours, hashtags calling out Drake began trending on Twitter, and TikTok users flooded the platform with reaction videos, memes, and theories. Every post, every comment, and every highlight clip seemed to add fuel to the fire, creating an almost feverish frenzy among fans who couldn't stop refreshing their feeds. Adding even more drama, Travis Scott unexpectedly threw shots at Kendrick Lamar during a live interview. The comments instantly became a talking point, with fans speculating about whether this was connected to Drake's controversy or an entirely separate feud. Analysts noted that Travis's attack complicated the narrative, creating a multi-layered tension within hip-hop. Now, fans were not only debating Drake's credibility and legacy, but also analyzing the implications of Travis challenging Kendrick, one of the most respected figures in the industry. Every fan, influencer, and journalist seemed to have an opinion, and the speculation intensified with every hour that passed. The combination of social media frenzy, insider rumors, and street-level chatter made this one of the most explosive moments in recent hip-hop history. The reactions from fans were immediate and polarized. Drake's supporters defended him, arguing that his influence, longevity, and contributions to hip-hop were undeniable. They claimed that the ban was overblown and fueled by jealousy or misunderstanding. Critics, however, were relentless, citing examples of recent decisions they saw as disrespectful to the culture, to other artists, and to the roots of hip-hop. Meanwhile, Travis Scott's comments about Kendrick sent his own fanbase into overdrive, debating loyalty, influence, and legacy. The discussion quickly spilled onto YouTube reaction channels, podcasts, and mainstream media outlets, creating a 24/7 coverage cycle. Every statement made by an artist or insider was analyzed as a potential escalation or reconciliation. In the midst of the chaos, Insiders hinted at private conversations and behind-the-scenes meetings that could determine the next steps for all involved. Sources suggested that top executives, collaborators, and fellow artists were weighing in on the situation, and that decisions could impact upcoming releases, tours, and collaborations. Fans were left piecing together what they could from cryptic posts, leaked messages, and indirect statements, turning every minor action into a headline. Analysts pointed out that in today's hip-hop landscape, narrative control can be just as important as lyrical ability, meaning that how Drake, Travis, or Kendrick respond could shape public perception for years to come. By the end of the first day of this drama, it was clear that the feud had become more than just a headline. It had evolved into a cultural moment. Drake's symbolic ban and Travis's challenge to Kendrick had created a multi-front conflict, capturing the attention of fans, industry insiders, and media outlets alike. Every social media post, track release, and public appearance was now being interpreted through the lens of this controversy. The city streets, online communities, and international fans were all paying close attention, trying to predict the next explosive development. What started as a rumor had turned into a full-blown spectacle, and the story was far from over, leaving everyone anticipating the next chapter in a saga that promised more drama, tension, and unforgettable moments in hip-hop history. The aftermath of Drake's symbolic ban sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community, and fans were scrambling to piece together exactly what had happened. Social media platforms exploded as millions debated whether this ban was fair or just hype fueled by jealousy and rivalry. Clips of Drake's recent performances, interviews, and social media activity were replayed, dissected, and shared endlessly. Analysts argue that this moment highlighted a growing tension between mainstream dominance and street credibility, with some claiming Drake had overstepped in ways that other influential figures in hip-hop couldn't ignore. Fans weren't just watching. They were participating, tagging friends, creating memes, and dissecting every nuance, from his tone in interviews to subtle references in recent tracks. Every reaction added to the frenzy, making it impossible to scroll through social media without seeing debate after debate about Drake's legacy and influence. Meanwhile, Travis Scott's comments about Kendrick Lamar added a shocking new layer to the chaos. During a high-profile live interview, Travis hinted at creative disputes and questioned Kendrick's influence in ways that fans immediately interpreted as a direct challenge. The timing couldn't have been more explosive. Drake's ban and Travis's attack on Kendrick converged into a multi-front conflict, giving fans endless speculation material. Analysts pointed out that Travis's move wasn't just about rivalry. It was a strategic play, showing his willingness to assert himself in the public eye and positioning him as a player capable of shaking up the hierarchy of hip-hop. Fans immediately began analyzing Kendrick's recent appearances and lyrics for potential responses, turning every word into evidence of tension or strategy. The fan reactions were intense and polarizing. Drake's supporters flooded comment sections and social media threads with messages defending his contributions to the culture, his lyrical skill, and his longevity. They argued that the symbolic ban was an overreaction, fueled by jealousy or misinterpretation of his recent projects. On the other hand, critics painted Drake as out of touch with the core values of hip-hop, suggesting that his dominance in mainstream media had eroded some of his street credibility. The debate wasn't limited to just Drake. Travis's remarks about Kendrick sparked a parallel controversy, with fans dissecting every lyrical nuance and every public statement, questioning whether Kendrick would respond in kind or maintain his composure. Reaction videos, memes, and commentary flooded every platform, creating a digital storm of engagement. Behind the scenes, insiders hinted at meetings and private conversations involving key figures in the music industry. Producers, label executives, and collaborators were reportedly discussing potential moves, from diss tracks to public statements. Rumors suggested that alliances were being considered, and fans eagerly speculated about which artists might step in to support Drake, Kendrick, or Travis. Analysts highlighted the strategic nature of the feud, pointing out that narrative control was now as important as musical talent. Every post, lyric, and social media story could potentially influence public perception, sway fan opinion, and shift the balance of influence among hip-hop's biggest names. The stakes had never been higher, and the tension was escalating by the hour. By the end of the day, it was clear that Drake's ban and Travis's attack had sparked a chain reaction that would dominate headlines for weeks. Social media remained on fire, with every clip and comment dissected for hidden meaning. Fans were glued to their screens, analysts debated possible outcomes, and the streets buzzed with speculation about what could happen next. The saga had grown beyond a single feud. It had become a multi-layered spectacle, blending music, culture, and personal rivalry into a narrative that captured global attention. One thing was certain: the next move from Drake, Kendrick, or Travis would be watched by millions, and the story was far from over, leaving fans anxiously anticipating the next explosive chapter. The tension escalated as Kendrick Lamar finally broke his silence, and the hip-hop community instantly noticed. Rather than responding directly to Travis Scott's remarks or Drake's symbolic ban, Kendrick chose a more strategic approach: subtle lyrics and cryptic social media posts that hinted at his perspective without fully revealing his hand. Fans immediately dissected every word, replaying music videos and lyrics, analyzing timing, and speculating about hidden meanings. Social media platforms lit up with reaction videos, commentary threads, and fan theories, each one attempting to decode the underlying message. Analysts praised Kendrick's strategy, noting that in today's digital age, restraint and subtlety can sometimes carry more weight than direct confrontation. Every post became evidence, every lyric a potential escalation, and the internet was glued to every move. Meanwhile, Travis Scott seemed undeterred by Kendrick's calculated silence. He doubled down on his remarks in interviews and threw subtle references in new song snippets, creating even more tension. Fans noted that Travis appeared to be playing a high-risk game, attempting to challenge both Kendrick and the broader hip-hop hierarchy. The timing of his statements suggested careful orchestration, and analysts speculated that he wanted to assert dominance while keeping the story in public view. Social media exploded as fans debated whether Travis's approach was bold genius or reckless provocation. Every cryptic post, every lyric snippet, and every interview moment was analyzed for signs of intent, escalation, or future collaboration potential, turning the feud into a layered spectacle of strategy, influence, and perception. On the Drake side, the symbolic ban continued to ripple through the community. Fans were divided. Some defended him fiercely, citing his unparalleled contributions to hip-hop, while critics used the moment to question his credibility and choices. Analysts pointed out that Drake's silence, or carefully calculated responses, was itself a tactic, allowing the public and his critics to amplify the controversy while he controlled his image behind the scenes. Reaction channels and podcasts dissected every move, and street-level commentary in major cities echoed the online debate, making it clear that this was no longer just an entertainment story. It was a cultural event. The city streets, social media platforms, and music forums were all participating in a real-time drama that was capturing national attention. The stakes grew higher as speculation about collaborations, alliances, and potential diss tracks intensified. Rumors circulated that other influential artists were weighing in behind the scenes, preparing to either support or mediate between the three. Every post or hint sparked new theories about who might take sides, how the next round of music releases could shift the balance, and whether the feud would escalate into a fully public showdown. Fans scrutinized every collaboration, tweet, and post for hidden messages, and analysts noted that these interactions were shaping a broader narrative about influence, reputation, and legacy in modern hip-hop. The drama had grown far beyond personal rivalry, becoming a complex chess game where every move had consequences. By the end of this stage, the saga had firmly established itself as one of the most high-stakes conflicts in recent hip-hop history. Kendrick's cryptic but strategic response, Travis's bold escalation, and Drake's symbolic ban had created a multi-layered narrative that fans, media, and insiders couldn't stop analyzing. Every lyric, every post, and every interview was now scrutinized for hidden meaning, signaling, or escalation. The story wasn't just about personal rivalry. It had become a test of influence, legacy, and narrative control in one of the most competitive industries in the world. The next move from any of the three would be critical. and fans were eagerly awaiting the next explosive chapter in a feud that had captivated the globe. The drama surrounding Drake, Travis Scott, and Kendrick Lamar reached an entirely new level as fans and media outlets scrambled to analyze every move. Social media exploded with reaction videos, breakdowns, and speculation about how each artist would proceed. Memes flooded Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, with users replaying interviews, live appearances, and music clips frame by frame. Analysts emphasized that this wasn't just about personal rivalry. It had become a high-stakes battle for influence, credibility, and public perception. Every subtle post or cryptic lyric became a headline, and fans debated for hours about who was gaining the upper hand. The story had grown beyond music, becoming a cultural moment that united and divided audiences in equal measure. It wasn't just a feud anymore. It was a spectacle that had captured the attention of the entire hip-hop world. Travis Scott's continued escalation only heightened the tension. He seemed determined to assert his dominance, hinting at upcoming projects and dropping subtle shots at Kendrick and, indirectly, Drake. Fans immediately noticed every timing, every word choice, and every visual cue, speculating whether he planned to release a full diss track or simply keep the heat in the public eye. Analysts noted that Travis's approach was a risky yet calculated move. He was challenging two of the most influential figures in hip-hop while maintaining his brand image and fanbase loyalty. Reaction videos dissected every frame of his social media posts, music snippets, and live interviews, keeping the online conversation constant and intense. The feud was no longer confined to music. It was a multi-layered, real-time chess match played out across social media, music platforms, and public appearances. Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar's strategy of subtlety and cryptic messaging kept fans guessing. His calculated silence only fueled speculation, as analysts and influencers debated what his next move might be. Every recent lyric, every tweet, and every visual post was dissected for hidden meaning, with fans interpreting them as veiled responses to Travis's remarks and Drake's symbolic ban. The internet buzzed with discussions about his strategy, praising his ability to maintain composure while asserting his influence without direct confrontation. The tension was amplified by the fact that Kendrick's subtlety contrasted sharply with Travis's boldness and Drake's controversial situation, creating a three-way dynamic that fans couldn't stop watching. Every minor move from any of the three artists sparked a frenzy of reactions, keeping the drama alive and escalating. The public's reaction was explosive. Fans were divided into camps, defending their preferred artist while dissecting every move made by the others. Hashtags trended globally, reaction channels compiled hours of content, and podcasts ran special episodes analyzing the implications of each subtle message, lyric, or post. Analysts suggested that this was one of the most significant moments in modern hip-hop, when narrative control, public perception, and artistic influence were all on full display. Even minor social media hints were scrutinized, with fans predicting how the next interactions might escalate or resolve. The cultural stakes were high, and the tension was tangible in both online and offline discussions. By the end of this chapter, it was clear that the saga had evolved into a multidimensional spectacle that extended far beyond any single artist's actions. Drake's ban, Travis's provocative moves, and Kendrick's subtle counter-strategy had created a layered conflict that drew attention from fans, insiders, and mainstream media alike. Analysts emphasized that the story wasn't just about personal beef. It was a study in influence, reputation, and strategic maneuvering in the modern hip-hop landscape. With anticipation building for the next explosive developments, fans were left on the edge of their seats, knowing that whatever came next could dramatically shift the balance of power in one of the most captivating feuds in recent hip-hop history. The saga reached its boiling point as the public waited to see how each artist would escalate or respond next. Social media was a frenzy, with reaction videos, memes, and heated debates dominating every platform. Drake's symbolic ban continued to fuel conversation, with critics declaring it long overdue and supporters defending his legacy as one of the greatest of his generation. Travis Scott's repeated jabs at Kendrick only added to the tension, creating a complex three-way dynamic where every post, lyric, and subtle social media hint was scrutinized by millions of fans. Analysts noted that the real drama was now about control of the narrative, influence, and the cultural perception of each artist. In this stage of the feud, the battle wasn't just personal. It had become a public chess match where perception could be as impactful as any verse or statement. Kendrick Lamar's calculated approach continued to earn him respect, as he avoided direct confrontation while still asserting his dominance through cryptic lyrics and strategic posts. Every word, every visual, and every collaboration he made was dissected by fans, reaction channels, and analysts alike. His restraint created suspense, making the audience wonder if he was preparing a major musical response that could shift the entire dynamic. Meanwhile, Travis Scott's aggressive positioning kept the conversation in the public eye, forcing both Drake and Kendrick to navigate carefully. Fans speculated endlessly about upcoming tracks, potential collaborations, and whether any diss tracks would drop, fueling anticipation and keeping the feud trending worldwide. Drake, meanwhile, remained a central figure in the chaos. While he didn't issue a full response, subtle nods in interviews, social media posts, and surprise appearances reminded fans that he wasn't going quietly. Analysts pointed out that this was a strategic move. By controlling his narrative and waiting for the right moment, Drake kept the public intrigued and allowed the conversation to amplify naturally. Fans praised his ability to maintain composure in the face of a symbolic ban while remaining culturally relevant. Every indirect response and media appearance became an event analyzed for hidden meanings and potential retaliation, making the drama feel both relentless and unavoidable. The public reaction had reached unprecedented levels. Fans were split into factions, each defending their favorite artist while scrutinizing the other's every move. Hashtags, reaction videos, and discussion threads exploded, keeping the story trending across platforms. Even mainstream media picked up the saga, analyzing its cultural impact and speculating about long-term consequences. The feud had transcended music. It had become a conversation about influence, strategy, and legacy within modern hip-hop. Analysts highlighted that the outcomes of this conflict could redefine the perception of all three artists for years to come. Every post, lyric, or interview now carried weight, and fans were waiting to see who would emerge on top. By the end of this chapter, it was evident that the Drake-Travis-Kendrick saga had solidified itself as one of the most captivating conflicts in recent hip-hop history. Each artist had played a distinct role. Drake navigating the symbolic ban with calculated moves, Travis Scott escalating tensions with bold provocations, and Kendrick Lamar asserting influence through subtlety and strategy. The story had become a multi-layered spectacle, captivating fans, analysts, and industry insiders alike. With anticipation building for future responses, musical releases, and public appearances, the saga wasn't just about rivalry. It was a cultural event that showcased strategy, influence, and the power of narrative in modern hip-hop. The stage was set, the world was watching, and the next chapter promised even more drama, tension, and unforgettable moments. The Drake-Travis-Kendrick saga has taken the hip-hop world by storm, and fans everywhere are glued to every post, lyric, and subtle move. From Drake's symbolic ban to Travis Scott's bold jabs and Kendrick's cryptic but powerful responses, the drama has shown that modern hip-hop is about more than music. It's a game of influence, strategy, and legacy. Social media exploded, reaction videos went viral, and fans dissected every moment, proving that this feud isn't just entertainment. It's a cultural event. The stakes are higher than ever, and every move from these three icons could redefine their careers and reputations. Stay tuned, because the story is far from over, and every reaction, every track, and every post could escalate the tension even further. Watch, share, and join the conversation. This is one of the most explosive hip-hop moments you'll witness in real time, and it's only getting started.